Hello and welcome to Solo Playhouse. My name's Matt. Today I'm back to Storyfold Wildwoods, which I haven't played a week or so. So let's have a look. I can zoom in a little bit. So we are playing chapter 15. Sliderfen. Let me just... I think we can move it up a little bit. Yes, I have a cup of tea. One day I will knock my tea over, and then I won't do it anymore. But until that day, tea, I think it's staying on the table. So I can move in a little bit. Yes, so chapter 3, this is part 15. Yes, scene 15, part of chapter 3. And if we look at the top, which I will just show you here, this is Sliderfen. So I will read this. Luma halted at the end of the path. In front of her lay a nasty bog. Oh yes, lay. I think I said that last time. Buzzing with mosquitoes. Glancing down, she noticed small waves rippling through the shallows at her feet. Further on, something long and slimy slithered through the murky water before breaking the surface. Slider-oars. Slider-oars? Stealing herself, Luna stepped into the cold swamp, her toes instantly sinking into the mud. So, scene set up. We are going to... let me just show you the scene here. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. Excuse me. Yes, there we go. That will do. So, place the light marker on the leftmost space and the shadow marker on the rightmost space of the Wildwoods track. As usual. Search the chapter deck for Sliderall and Muzzers and resolve their on-play effects in that order. They will be on the bottom here. So Sliderall on-play, end of the river. And Muzzers on-play in the 3+ position, which is cheeky. So 3+ goes right at the top of the river. So Muzzers on play 3+. After activation, move 1 space toward the end of the river and lose 1 crystal. Then if this card is at the end of the river, discard it. So they're going to move down the river. And Sliderall, after activation, lose 1 spirit for each action card that does not have a crystal on it. So these two are going to act together. So I really need to try and stop one of them. So let's just read the shadow effects. The eye is draw 1 creature card. And the Twisted Flax is if there is no Sliderall in the river, search the creature discard pile for Sliderall and resolve its on-play effect. So Slideralls are going to be in. So we need to get crystals quite a lot because we're going to lose crystals. And then Luma prevails if you resolve climb, location, and if you resolve listen, location. So these two need to be resolved. Shadow prevails if the shadow marker reaches the center of the Wildwoods track, and then if we've done other things, then we will get a better outcome. Okay. So what we have is search, which is a help action. Draw 3 explore cards, choose one to keep and discard the others. We have listen. For the remainder of the scene, each time you heal a creature, gain a crystal, which is quite good because that gives us crystals, which we're going to need. Disturbed. To attempt, you must use all your remaining dice. Draw story card 3. So that's an explore action, which we cannot do right now. Light is going to be really hard at the moment as well. Heal less hard, but we can't heal mothers. That is the only thing we can do. Lighting mothers is good because it moves to the end of the river, which means it goes out of play. So I think we've got to try and do help. So we have Eek here. Oh, just gonna move myself up here. This one. Yeah, so we have Eek. Move help to any space on the river, then draw 1 explore card. If it's a boon, keep it. If it's a bane, discard it. So we could move help into the 3+ space. We also have care with Brom, which is during the Luma phase you may spend crystals. That's not really going to help us. Yeah, so let's do help. How many shall we roll? Let's roll 3. We do also have to move the light marker 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to be able to do climb. Because climb has this extra symbol, that means the light marker has to be in the middle by then. So let's roll 3. We want 4 or more. Oh dear. So we only got 1. No, we got no successes. So I'm going to use Eek. Reroll any number of dice, then discard this card. So I'm going to reroll all 3 of them. Okay, we got 2 7s and a 1, so we do get 2 successes. Oh. Yeah, sorry, I didn't say what I was going to do, but I will do listen. So for the remainder of this scene, each time you heal a creature, gain a crystal. So heal moves to the bottom of the river, and everything moves up. So we have 2 dice remaining. So I think we will attempt to heal the Slitherall, because we'll get 2 crystals for that. So we need 4 or more. We got 1 6, but we can spend this crystal on the heal to use it. So we heal this Slitherall. So we get 2 crystals. So I'm going to put one on heal and put one on light. So this moves down to the bottom, and everything moves up. So that's the end of the Luma phase. So we go to the shadow phase and we activate creatures. So Muzzers is the only creature we have. Move 1 space towards the end of the river and lose 1 crystal. Then if this card is at the end of the river, discard it. So we'll move it down and we will lose 1 crystal. And I think we'll lose it from heal. And then we move the shadow marker and it activates the twisted facts. If there's no Slitherall in the river, search the creature discard pile for Slitherall and resolve its on-play effect. So we put the Slitherall back at the end of the river. So we get our dice back. And I think what I'm going to do is use light. And this time I'm going to roll 1 dice. Because with the this special rule that the designers said you don't need a success to use crystals. And I'm going to try and light Muzzers. So I get 7 anyway, so I don't need to use the crystals. So Muzzers is stunned and moves to the bottom of the river. And light has also been used. So that moves to the bottom of the river, and then we clean up the river again. So that's been used, and I'm going to use I'm going to do disturb, so an explore action. To attempt, you must use all your remaining dice. So I'm going to roll these 4 dice. And I get the 2 that I need, so I don't need to use any crystals. And with disturb, we draw story card 3. Shadow in the shallows. Luma's stomach churned as soon as she stepped into the water. Her vision warped and blurred, revealing a shadowy figure cowering behind a towering tree. Its eyes wide and fearful. The shadows writhed, then sank into the earth, dissolving slowly into the cool, damp soil. On play, if you do not have a companion in your boon area, lose 2 spirit. Well, I do. I still have Brom. So that doesn't take effect. So we've done that part. And explore moves to the bottom. Okay, so we're going to take some spirit damage here. So this is the shadow phase. We activate creatures. So the Slitherall activates. And we lose 1 spirit. Lose spirit for each action card that does not have a crystal on it. So that's 2. And then Muzzers activates, but doesn't. We don't lose spirit for that because it's been stunned. After activation, move 1 space towards the end of the river and lose a crystal. Then if this card is at the end of the river, discard it. So it moves down. Sliderall isn't moving, so we lose one crystal. So I'm going to lose it from Explore. And then we move the shadow marker. So we draw one creature card. And it is a rat. On play, end of the river, then place one of your dice on this card. Oh, these rats. And then if there is no Sliderall in the river, search the creature discard. There is a Sliderall still. Okay, so we have help at the top of the river. So it's difficult. I think I'm going to use help rather than get an Explore card. I'm going to roll to gain crystals. So I need 3 or more. Oh. That is disappointing. Dice rolling. 1, 1, 2. Okay, because I'm playing solo and I don't want to roll that result, I'm just going to re-roll them. So I got 3 results. So I'm going to take 3 crystals. And I'm going to put 1 on help, 1 on heal, 1 on light. And so we've used help. That moves to the bottom. And now I'm going to use this heal to try and heal this rat. Oh. Yeah, let's use the crystal to heal the rat. So I get the dice back. And it goes out of the game and I get another crystal. Goes to the discard. So I can put it on heal. I'm going to draw a shadow card rather. So heal goes to the end of the river. Everything moves up. It's the door. Actually, I thought it would get to the end of the river, but of course it doesn't, because generally we're using 2 cards. I do have 1 dice left. I think actually I'm not going to use it because I don't want to use my light card. So I'm going to stop there. So we go to the shadow phase. So creatures, Slitherall activates, we lose 1 spirit. Lose spirit for each activation card that does not have a crystal on it. They all have crystals on it. Then Muzzers activates, move 1 space towards the end of the river and lose 1 crystal. So we'll lose 1 off heal. Then if this card is at the end of the river, it's not. And then we move the shadow marker, and we get to draw a creature card, which is a Cry, which goes to the end of the river. And we do have a Slitherall, so nothing happens there. Okay, it's the Luma phase. And we can light things up. I want to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I roll 2, likely as I'll get 1. No, I think I'm going to roll 3 to do light, to move the light marker. So we got 3 successes. So we'll spend 2 crystals, 4, 5. To move the light marker, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it moves to the bottom. And then Explore is in the 4+ position. So I'm going to grab. So I'm going to roll. That is another failure. See, I think this is my issue with this game is at this point, if you fail the test completely, the card that you've just used goes to the end of the river. So you're then looking at another round or 2 to get that card back up that you need. And also with this Explore one, there is a bottom action, which is for each success, draw 1 Explore card, choose 1 to keep and discard the others. But I only have 1 crystal, so I can draw an Explore card, but it might be a Bane, and I would have to keep it. So then that would be negative as well. So there is no point in risking it and using that crystal. So I'm not going to reroll these this time. I'm going to move this down and all these up. And this is going to be a brutal shadow phase because I haven't got rid of any creatures. We're going to draw a creature card. I have 3 creatures in the river as well. So Slitherall goes, we lose 1 spirit. Lose 1 spirit for each action card that does not have a crystal on it. And we have 1. So we lose 1, so we have to draw a shadow card. We draw Sorrow. The forest feels so empty, so alone. On play, draw 5 Explore cards, discard each boon card, then shuffle the remaining cards together and place them face down on the top of the Explore deck. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 1 Bane card. No, boon card. So you see, we've got a Bane card on top of the Explore deck now. Okay. Then we have Mothers. We lose 2 Spirit. After activation, move 1 space towards the end of the river and lose 1 crystal. So I will lose the crystal of help. And then we have Cray. We lose 1 spirit. After activation, move 1 space towards the start of the river. Yeah, I mean, it's brutal. If you lose 1 dice roll, and I've lost 2, and helped myself not lose 2. And then we are moving the shadow marker. So we are drawing a creature card as well. It's an OEO, and this can't go. There are no more spaces. So we suffer the spirit loss right away on that card too. And we do have a slither roll. Okay, so it's our go. So we are pretty messed up right now. The only thing I can do is roll help. And we need 1 success. So I'm going to roll 2. We need a 4 or more. We got a 5. So we do get to search. So we draw 3 explore cards. Choose to keep 1 and discard the other. So hopefully we get a good one. 2, 3. No, we draw through 3 Banes. So mud is move each creature 1 space towards the start of the river. I think I'm going to do that because it actually, because we're using help, it doesn't matter. They're all going to move up. They can't move 1 space towards the start, so it makes no difference. Okay, so we are in a really bad position. So I need to heal. So I think I've got to get 6 or more. Let's try and heal the easiest one, the Cray. So I need to get 1 success. I need to get 6 or more on 1 of these dice. I got a 7. Okay, so we heal that. So we get a crystal. And I will put it on help because heal is going to go to the end. So I've used all my dice. So we do the shadow phase again. Activate creatures 1. Lose 1 for each action card that does not have a crystal on it. So that's 1. And then Mothers, move 1 space towards the end of the river. And lose a crystal. So I will lose of help. And we move this. So nothing happens on this shadow marker. Because they know if we've got this far, things aren't going well. So it's the Luma phase. So I have these 5 dice. I think I'm going to roll 2 to try and light the Slitherall. So I got a 5 and a 4, so I do get 2. So that goes out and we get 2 crystals. So I'm going to put both crystals No, I'll put 1 on help. We clean up the river. Yeah, sorry. So we should have put light at the end. Right? No, not light. I'm going to try and light Muzzers. So I rolled a miss, but I have 1 crystal, and I'm going to spend it to light Muzzers. So Muzzers is stunned and goes to the end of the river. So I can do grab, so I'm going to do grab. And I got a 5 and a 3, which is 2 successes. So we can move 1 card to the end of the river. So it doesn't really matter now, but we'll move Mothers to the end of the river. And then we draw story card 4. So this is decay. Something coiled around Luma's ankles beneath the water. Panicking, she grasped a nearby branch and shook her leg frantically to free herself from the unseen shadow. Then with a muffled snap, the branch broke and a sickly smell of death and decay released into the air. On play, search the chapter deck for gloom and resolve its on play effects. I don't think this matters. Gloom. On play, place 1 of your boon cards face down on top of the explore deck, then place this card in your boon area. So 2 healed successes, return this card to the bottom of the chapter deck. Okay. So that's the end of the Luma phase. So then, Shadow phase. Activate creatures. Mothers is stunned, so we don't lose any spirit. And then after activation, we move 1 space towards the end of the river and lose a crystal. So I'll lose it off explore. Then if this card is at the end of the river, discard it. So it gets discarded. And then Shadow phase, we move into the middle. And if the shadow marker reaches the center of the Wildwoods track, Shadow has prevailed. If you resolve the grab location, travel to scene 17, Mornslang. So this is the kind of half success. So travel steps, discard creatures from the river, clean up the river, remove markers from the scene. So yeah, that was, 2 bad rolls. And we're going to scene 17. Mornslang. So let's read this. Luma and Brom arrived at a dark patch of water as the sun's light waned behind the thick gloom. They stood surrounded by weeping willows whose branches hung like a downpour of rain. The air around them, stagnant, heavy, and eerily silent. This swamp, this path, it's hopeless, Luma thought. A sudden snarl from Brom pulled her from her dark thoughts. A giant centipede slithered out of the shallows, causing Luma to freeze. It rose slowly until it towered over them, crimson wisps of shadow trailing from its scaly body. Far behind the centipede, a giant solitary oak emerged from the distant mist, its trunk wreathed in shadows and its bare branches glimmering faintly against the dark gloom. Recognition sank in as Luma's anticipation rose. The tree of life! But she had no time to dwell on it. Just then a thorny tail lashed out from beneath the murky water. This does not look good. These big red bugs. Place the light marker on the leftmost space and the shadow marker on the rightmost space. Search the chapter deck for Morn Slang and Morn Tale and resolve their on-play effects in that order. Morn Slang and Morn Tale. So Morn Slang goes the end of the river, and Morn Tale goes on 3+. Again. Wow, this does 4 spirit and 2 spirit. So the Morn Tale, after activation, if there are no trauma cards in the boon area, search the chapter deck for Gloom and resolve its on-play effect. So we do have Gloom already. Morn Slang is, after activation, move 1 space towards the start of the river. Then, if there is a trauma card in your boon area, lose 3 spirit. Right. So if this activates, we either leave or put Gloom. And then if this activates after it, we lose 3 spirit. So we have to light this and get rid of that. And the shadow affects the eyes, draw 1 creature card. The Twisted Blacks is draw 1 explore card. If it's a boon, discard it. If it's a bane, resolve its on play effect. And we know there's a bane card on top of this pile. Okay, and then the actual things we need to do. For Luma to prevail, we need to resolve the shine location. Okay, and we have Dazzle. Light 1 creature or discard 1 of your trauma cards. Okay, and Sing for the remainder of the scene each time. Oh, do you know? We didn't do that in the last one, did we? We forgot that special power we had. For the remainder of the scene, each time you heal a creature, gain 1 crystal. I could have had more crystals. This is, for the remainder of the scene, each time you light a creature, gain a crystal. Same thing. Must remember that. Evade is you attempt, you must use all your remaining dice. Draw 3 explore cards, choose 1 to keep and discard the others. Engage is discard Morntail from the river, then draw story card 7. Yeah, because we can't discard Morntail, we can just light it. In fact, we can only light both of these. We can't remove them from here. Right, so what are we going to do? This seems tough. So we have an explore. So Morntail is just going to put a Gloom card out if we don't have one. Morn Slang is going to use that gloom card to deprive us of us of 3 spirit. And both of these things are going to happen whether we want them to or not. So we should light up Morntail because that will stop us losing 4 spirit. But we can't light them up yet because light is out of position. So to explore, we should do evade. So I'm going to roll 2 dice to try and do evade. And I got an 8 and a 1. So I'm going to spend the crystal to get the second success that we need. Oh, we must use all remaining dice. Okay, going to retcon. Hold on, let me just think about this. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to roll all my dice then. So I definitely got enough to do that. So we do evade. Draw 3 explore cards, keep 1, discard the others. So we got just 1 success, so we will obviously be keeping that. It's path card. Advance the light marker up 2 spaces, then discard this card. So explore is gone. These move up. We're going to lose so much spirit right now. But there's no other way of... Okay, so Morntail activates. We lose 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 spirit. After activation, through a no trauma card in your Booners, search the chapter deck for Gloom and resolve its on-play effect. No. Morn Slang, we lose 2 spirit, so we draw a shadow card. And this shadow card says, the light feels so far away, was it ever really here? On play, move light to the end of the river. Yeah, the timing of this. Then lose 2 spirit or 2 crystals. Well, I don't have 2 crystals, so I have to lose 2 spirit. So that's that shadow card. Then also, Mornslang says, move on switch. So then if there is a trauma card in your boon area, lose 3 spirit. 1, 2, 3. Wow. And then we move the shadow marker, draw 1 explore card. If it's a boon, discard it. If it's a bane, resolve its on-play effect. It's a boon, so we discard it. Okay. So I could move my light marker up to, I mean, yeah, sure. It's not great. So let's light a creature with Dazzle. So I need 2 successes. So I'm going to roll 2 cards. We need 4 or more. We got a 4 or 7, so I don't have to spend the crystal. Light 1 creature, so I'm going to light Morntail, which moves them to the end of the river. And they also won't activate. Well, they won't deprive of us of spirit. My God. Okay, that's done. I have no crystals. So we have heal. I can't heal anything. So I can get spirit. So I think I will do that. I'm going to roll these 3. I need 3 or more. So I got 3 spirit. 1, 2, 3. So the end of another Luma phase. So shadow phase, we activate creatures in order. So this one we lose 2 spirit. Move 1 space to the start of the river. Then if there is a trauma card in your boon area, lose 3. Wow. And then Morntail, we're not going to lose any spirits. If there are no trauma cards in your boon area, search the chapter deck. But there are, so they stay where they are. And then we move the shadow marker and we draw 1 creature card. There are no creature cards, so I guess I shuffle them. Draw 1. And it's a kicker. On activation in the 5 spot. Great. Okay. So we need to explore. So I need to do this engage, and I need 3 successes. My light card is next up, and I can move 2 spaces there. So I only need 1, 2, 3 successes with light, but I have no crystals. This is the problem. So to get the 2 successes for explore on 4, I'm going to roll 3. I think I've got to. So I got a 5 and a 6. So I am successful at doing engage. Discard Morntail from the river. Then draw story card 7. Okay, let's see what this says. Shades. Begone, Luma yelled, thrusting her hand forward, her palm ablaze with light. The tail hissed and recoiled before shrinking back into the murky water. As it slithered away, crimson shadows peeled off its scaly body and gathered beneath the twisted limbs of a nearby willow. On play, search the chapter deck for Nightmare and place it face down on top of the creature deck. Okay. Chapter deck for Nightmare. That doesn't sound good, does it? Naughtmare. Nightmare? And place it face down on top of the creature deck. Okay. That's the story card, so that goes back to chapter 3. Now these shadow cards, we have 2 shadow cards left. We've done that explorer action. So I have 2 dice left. And I need to get this here. I have 2 dice left. It's not going to get me to the middle. I don't want to use lights. I could resolve this sing, which is for the remainder of the scene. Each time you light a creature, gain 1 crystal. But honestly, I need to get the light marker here next. I think I'm going to roll these two to try and get crystals. Okay, so I need 6 or more. So I got 1 success, and I can actually use my other crystal to get another crystal to put 2 light on there. So help goes to the bottom of the river. This is risky. Okay. So that's the end of the Luma phase. Shadow phase, I activate creatures. So we lose 2 spirit. Move 1 space towards the start of the river. Then, if there is a trauma card in your boon area, lose 3. Yeah, I'm going to lose. I have to draw another shadow card. Kickar. Move 1 space towards. Sorry, we lose 2 spirit. So we draw a shadow card. Move 1 space towards the start of the river. Then draw 1 explore card. If it's a boon, discard it. If it's a bane, use its on-play effect. It's a bane. On play, retreat the light marker 2 spaces, then discard this card. Well, it can't go back 2 spaces, luckily. So we are drawing another shadow card. Sadness. Everything I love has fallen into shadow. Move each creature card 1 space towards the start of the river, then lose 1 spirit for each trauma card in play. Crikey. So we have 1 shadow card left. Now we're moving the shadow marker, which is draw 1 creature, and this is going to be that horrible creature. Nightmare. On play, 3+, then resolve the on play effect of the top card of the shadow discard pile. That's horrible. Come on. So this goes to the +3. So this is the Morntail. This is terrible. On play, 3+, but I don't have room. If there are 7 cards in the river and you're forced to draw a creature card, discard that card and lose spirit equal to the spirit value instead. Yeah, so we lose 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's horrible. Oh, this game is doing us in. Okay. I just don't know how I'm supposed to get this light marker up there. Because I can't use heal, so I can't heal that creature, so I can't move the light marker up. Brom is the only thing I can use, and that's spending 2 crystals to get 2 spirit. Then he would flip over. We could light a creature, but we'd have to spend a crystal, which we wouldn't have any crystals. This boon is fine, but we're going to lose so much spirit. We're going to draw this shadow card. We can stop that because Brom, the Luma and Brom card stops that from happening once. So I'm going to roll all 5 of these for light to try and get this up as far as possible. I need 6 or more. That's like the worst roll. Okay, I'm just going to go with it. We're going to see what failure is like in this game. So for each success, advance the light marker 1 space. So I only have 1 success. I am going to spend these 2 crystals to get 3 successes. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so actually, then I'm going to use my path card, advance the light marker up to 2 spaces, then discard. So it goes 1, 2. So light goes to the end. I mean, it's a nightmare. I'm gonna, yeah, this is a nightmare. Okay. So I have got my light marker. So that's the end of the Luma phase. The shadow phase. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. After activation, return this card to the game box, then draw 1 creature card. Do not activate it this shadow phase. Okay. So this will go to 3. And then the Kickar, we lose 2. 1, 2. After activation, move 1 space towards the start of the river, then draw 1 explore card. Yeah. It's a boon, so we discard it. And then Mornslang, lose 2. 1, 2. So we would draw a shadow card, but we can use our Luma and Brom card, which says, instead of drawing the final shadow card, place Brom on top of the shadow discard pile with the protect side face up, then flip this card. So this says, during the Luma phase, you may spend 1 crystal from any action card to reroll 1 die. So Brom goes into the shadow discard pile. So we have 1 more chance before the last. So then Mornslang moves 1 space towards the top. Then if there is a trauma card in your boon area, there is, we lose 3 spirits. Okay, and then we move the shadow marker, draw a creature card. This is crazy, man. This seems really hard. We can't go in the river, so we lose 2 spirits. And then draw 1 explore card. If it's a boon, discard it. If it's a bane, it's a boon, so we lose that card. Thank you. Okay. Luma phase. This is crazy. See, the next time we will lose, because we will lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we don't have 7 left. That's even if we get rid of this Kickar. We can't light them up. So I'm going to try and heal for 1 dice. It's crazy. We're not going to do this. To do this shine action, we need 4 successes. And I have to get this out of the way. 5, so we fail that. So I have to get 6 or more on all 4 of these dice. I can attempt this now because our light marker is in the middle, but I'm not going to get 6 or more on 4. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. Can you believe it? Draw story card 8. That is crazy. That is crazy. All of a sudden, I have luck. Shine. Luma shut her eyes to block out the overwhelming sadness radiating from the Mornslang. Memories of love and joy, like Brom and Eek playing at the river's edge, slowly drifted into her mind. When she opened her eyes again, light burst from within her. The Mornslang hissed and shrieked, then slithered back into the murky gloom of the swamp. On play, Luma prevails. Read the Luma prevails section. Wow, that's pretty dang crazy. Luma prevails. If you resolve the shine location, travel to scene 18, the Tree of Life. Okay, so when we travel, we discard all creatures. And we do this. And then we clean up the river, and then all these tokens come off. And we go to the next scene. Now, I don't know. Tree of Life. So this is the chapter end. So I will read this. The Tree of Life. With the morn slang gone, Luma began splashing through the shallow water towards the colossal oak at the centre of the marsh. The sight that greeted her when she arrived, however, was dispiriting. The tree stood desolate, its branches barren. Dead leaves and rotten acorns lay scattered across the moist, dark earth. Luma slowed as a harsh realization sunk in. I'm too late. Overwhelmed by sudden grief, she slumped to her knees at the base of the tree and clutched a handful of damp, grey leaves in her fists. At that moment, another vision flickered into her mind. Beneath the giant oak, she saw the woman, exhausted and tearful, standing bravely but resigned to her fate as a pack of wolves closed in, their fangs gleaming in the dark. Luma recoiled, shaking off the vision and casting the leaves to the ground, unwilling to witness more. Deep silence followed, broken only by Brom's heavy breathing and Luma's soft sobs. As she wiped away her tears, Luma felt a gentle tug on her shoulder. It was Eek. The squirrel hopped excitedly, clutching a healthy green acorn in his tiny hands. Luma offered a weak smile as she gingerly accepted the acorn. Thank you, Eek, she whispered, her voice shaking. But I failed. The woman, all the leaves, they're gone. Then, as she curled her fingers around the acorn, the nuts began to shimmer and pulse with a soft light. Luma's eyes widened as the glowing seed rekindled the warmth in her heart. Only in darkness do seeds take root, she murmured, recalling the raven's words. Luma stood and stared in wonder at the shimmering acorn as realization dawned on her. Perhaps there is still hope to heal the forest. She looked at Brom to share her thoughts, but the old bear only rumbled, his gaze fixed on the swamp. Distant howls, real ones this time, echoed through the trees. With the wolves drawing near, time was running out. As Eek darted ahead, Luma scrambled onto Brom's back, clutching the acorn tightly in her fist. Run, Brom, she yelled. They're coming. So this is the chapter end. So we were very close to losing. Search the chapter deck for Shimmering Hope and add it to your Explore deck. Okay, Shimmering Hope. When used, gain crystal for each creature in the river. Then discard this card. So we add it there. If you have the 10-sided die or the 12-sided die, search the chapter deck for Merrill and add it to your Explore deck. We certainly don't. Then return the 10-sided or 12-sided die. Search your boon area, Explore deck, and Explore discard pile for Gloom. And if you find it, return it to the game box. So we will return that. If the Brom card is in the Shadow discard pile, search the chapter deck for Wounded and add it to your Explore deck. Yes. He is. That's a Bane. Take your Explore deck. Explore discard pile and all cards in your boon area and shuffle them together. So this is our new deck of Explore cards. So that's that shuffled. Return all shadow cards. creature cards and remaining chapter cards to the game box. So we will keep Brom out and Luma. Shadow cards go back, and story cards, creature cards and remaining chapter cards. Yes, creatures also return to the chapter deck. Turn to chapter 4, Light and Thunder. And if we want to save our game, which we're going to do, we take our Explore deck, action cards, Luma cards, and Brom card and place them in the save tray. Using the side panels, save at chapter 4, Light and Thunder. So we will just have a sneaky look. Light and Thunder, there it is. So yeah, we will start at chapter 4. There are 5 chapters in this game. Here is chapter 4, which is not yet open. It's about as thick as the other ones, and then chapter 5 is about the same again. So we're 3 chapters in, 2 more to go. Very nearly failed that one. Had a very, very lucky roll at the end. I will continue this game. I think it will be after I return from my trip. So yes, probably when I return from my trip, but you never know. I am going on Wednesday, and so I still have 4 days to play things. So maybe I will play this again. But it might be a good place to start off once I get back. But anyway, that is Storyfold's Wildwood. Chapter 3 finished. Just scraped through with a little bit of a cheat on one of the rolls. But it's solo play, so I think with solo play, it's acceptable. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow probably. And yeah, if you aren't a member, please consider joining. Click the join and have a look. There's only 1 membership level. You will get membership videos and lots of other good stuff. So until then, bye. Oh, bye.